right, everyone, we'll continue our media availabilities for today. We're joined by Sheldon Creed, driver of the 00 for Haas Factory team. If you have a question for Sheldon, raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. We'll start over here. We'll go to Jacob.
Jacob Suman, Race Face Digital. Sheldon, knowing that we're about a fifth or sixth of the way through the season, you've talked the last couple weeks about the building blocks that Haas Factory team has been going through this first chunk of the year. What have you seen from Daytona to now in those building blocks that makes you confident you guys are headed in the right direction?
I think it starts with our crew chief, Jonathan Toney. I think this says a lot because I've been with some really fun and great groups. Just the way he keeps the team together and kind of rallies the troops. Yeah, just trying to build on what we've been doing. We've had some good runs. We've also fought really hard to run 10th like last week. So I feel like we're consistently a top 10 car, but yeah, just trying to build a little bit more and you know, run top 5 more consistently, and then from there run top 3 more consistently. So what are we on, race 10 or 11? So we're like a third of the way through?
Not quite, but getting close. I think
what are we?
7?
Are we on 7?
7 or 8 for,
I'm getting
7 or 8
ahead of
for you
myself.
guys? It's
They
all right.
just all run together, but yeah, just building. Like just trying to figure out what I want, what they've been fast with in the past, and kind of combine that.
You've been part of, like you referenced, a couple of top-level groups. For those of us that aren't behind the wheel, can you paint the picture a little bit of the toughest part in this, of finding those last scraps of speed to go from top 10 or top 5 team to get to where you want to be and winning races on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the driver. Being able to like relay to the guys, not just at the track, but when we get back home to the shop, like what you had that past weekend and what you think you need going forward, and just having that certain feeling in the car that you're looking for every week. Yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult. Like everyone's really good. So being able to do that more consistently is probably the key to running in the top 3 every week.
We'll go to Zach and then Lee.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Sheldon, I'm curious. There's not really been. It doesn't feel like results-wise, this sort of like get-to-know period where you guys go through growing pains. It seems like it's been a pretty seamless transition as you've adapted to the Haas team, building the unity within that group and hanging out with your guys outside of the racetrack. How has that helped you feel comfortable with them, and they feel comfortable with you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it felt seamless. You know, I felt like my transition from RCR to Gibbs was harder. Like they just did things a lot different. So yeah, that was a little more challenging. And then rolling into Haas Factory team, I don't know. Going back to like my crew chief, he just made it super easy for me, and he's super easy to get along with, and yeah, just great conversations with him and the guys, and yeah, having dinners or whatever away from the track. We all get along really well, and I don't think just our team, right? Like we have our 00 team, but then the 41 guys and the group of guys that are at the shop that don't come to the track, everyone just works really well together, and yeah, everyone's just working on the same goal.
Lee.
Lee Spencer, Series 6 of NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. Did you anticipate being in the top 5 with your teammate, you know, it's not really a startup team. I mean, they've run Xfinity before, but to double up the way you did and to have 2 cars in the top 5 in the standings this soon, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the goal coming in, right? And you try to play your first few races right. Daytona's obviously tough. You don't know what way it's going to go for you, but yeah, it's been really good for both cars to be able to score stage points and have good finishes. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's always the goal, right? Like you just don't quite know how your season's going to go. There's some new kids that are really fast that I guess, yeah, they're just learning and figuring it out, just like the way I did my first season. Like, it just, you're learning these little things and how to play your race differently to get finishes. And yeah, just at the end of the day, like, if you know you're not a winning race car, what can you do pit strategy wise, and what can you do behind the wheel to get yourself, if you're a 10th place car, get yourself to be a 5th place car.
Brandon Jones was in here earlier than you, or before you rather, and he was just contrasting the differences between being at JRM and being at JGR. You've been at, a couple of different teams now. What do you look for when you're looking for that next opportunity? What do you want to know as far as resources go and personnel that are going to help showcase Sheldon Creed's talent?
Oh, yeah, there's a ton behind the scenes. All of them are unique in their own way and so different. And I've been at each manufacturer now, too. So they all have different programs, whether you're working out or behind the wheel during the week. I'm definitely looking for more opportunities to drive different race cars during the week, whether it's go-karts or micros more. I just think being behind the wheel during the week is big. So I'm still trying to figure all that out. But, yeah, I hope Haas Factory Team's a home for me for a while, and it is at least through 2026. So hopefully we can go win races and run well and make Papa Joe happy, and we can keep this thing going.
Is that stability good for you, knowing you're there for 2 years and can build on something rather than hopping around?
Yeah, absolutely. Like RCR, I knew I had 2 years, and then obviously last year I didn't know what was going to happen. So yeah, just knowing you have 2 years to build with the same team, and then, I don't know if Cup's in my future. I don't know. Winning helps. Like, I need to win to have that opportunity or get a call possibly. But yeah, stability is a nice thing to have in the back of your mind.
We have another question to the left of the room.
Richard Allen, motorsportsreport.net. Sheldon, you're with a team now, with an organization now that only has one Cup car. So the Xfinity cars kind of outnumber the Cup side coming from the other organizations. Do you feel like that's a benefit to your Xfinity program?
Yeah, probably. Maybe not a benefit, but it doesn't hurt it. Been at teams that have, 300-400 employees to, I think we have around 100. So it makes getting around the shop nice, and you kind of know everybody by name. And honestly, I like the smaller group. Like, it reminds me a lot of GMS when I was truck racing. Yeah, everyone just knows each other, gets along well. It's easy to get things done. So I really enjoy that part of it.
Do you feel like you've caught a lot of people by surprise this year with the way you and Sam are both running and doing well in the points?
No, I think I finished 5th last year in the regular season points. So, and it's not like we're a startup team, right? Like, kind of just rolled over from Stewart Haas. So Cole and Riley did a really good job last year, and I felt like, yeah, us rolling into it. I don't know. I don't think so.
We'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. You mentioned about trying to get some more rides throughout the week, but trying to go through that process. What is it you're trying to do? Is it finding sponsorship? Is it trying to find what is the type of car or racing is best for you? Or can you kind of explain this process that you're trying to figure out right now with that?
Yeah, it's definitely financial. So sponsors always help. PSA deals, whatever. Like, I don't know, you probably hear it a lot. Like, money's just not what it was 20 years ago. So being able to afford to do it on your own is challenging. Like, I have my own micro. I just don't run it nearly as much because I just keep making less money. So, yeah, just trying to balance that and then, like, put all your effort into this deal on the NASCAR side. Like, I don't want to take away, putting my focus somewhere else. So, yeah, other manufacturers provide it for their drivers. So, yeah, we're kind of working through that to see how we can help everyone.
Next week is Rockingham, I know you got to do the test, but have never raced there. What does Rockingham mean to somebody who is as young as you and doesn't have that experience and history with that track?
Yeah, I mean, I think for someone that's been a NASCAR fan for a long time, it's probably really cool to see NASCAR go back there. For me, like my first time driving in when we went to go test, I felt like I was like driving into the scene of like, I can't even think of the movie. What am I doing? Days of Thunder. That's literally what it feels like. There wasn't like a lot of grandstands. There's like nothing, right? But yeah, I think we'll see what kind of race it puts on. Obviously a repave, so it's extremely fast, like really fast for the Xfinity cars. So passing might be difficult. I would say at least the first time we go. It could widen out. I think 1 and 2 will widen out. But yeah, probably going to be a track position game most of the day.
Do we have a final question for Sheldon? Thank you.
Thank you.